This is October 8th, 2019, and a meeting of the Library Trustees of Southwick. This meeting is being recorded.
Why? I'm serious.
Okay.
For whom? I'm serious.
It's going to the clerk's office after we're done, and they're either going to upload it to somewhere.
Oh. Can we have, next time, can we get video in?
I don't know if we can get that fancy.
Yeah, I don't know why we have to take minutes if they're recording.
Something written.
We're gonna get you in trouble, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start writing notes.
So
Call me.
So I think we should call it to order if you all are ready to start.
Okay, we are.
Ready when you are.
Communications.
That's you.
Oh, is that me for, is that, what section is that technically, I got the director's report and all the kind of updates about what we've been doing. Is that what kind of goes in the communication section? Okay.
So things like what you're doing.
Yeah, okay.
Check the minutes.
Yep.
It reported that you were cleaning out shelves and,
Yes,
getting
perfect.
that kind of stuff.
What about public comment?
Yeah, oh, that's what we didn't have.
We have none.
We have no public.
Okay, so communications, I updated the Friends email list into a email software service because we've been going through, and every time we need to send out a reminder email or send out the library links, we have to write in each email individually. So now I have them and copy and paste the body of the message. So now they're all in. It's called MailChimp. It's a really great service. If there's under however many thousand contacts, we get it for free, so we get it for free. So now every time we want to send something out, we can just click adult email list, teen, children's, so now we don't have to worry about typing everything out. This Thursday, I'll be attending a class at the Massachusetts Library System, which is supposed to be really good. It's about time management, so it's and it's taught by somebody who's really excellent. And then next Thursday, there's a Western Massachusetts Library Advocates meeting in the afternoon that I'm going to go to. And we finally have a program list for the 250th. So we've added some programs in for the library, and they've got a tentative calendar. I think we have between 7 and 10 programs.
It's quite a list.
Yeah, and then everybody else is on here too. And I think they're meeting tonight or sometime this month, and then they'll come out with a final list. So we'll have an update once that's ready. At the moment, we're working on Cultural Council grants for next summer and ideas for next year's summer reading. And currently, we're still working on the weeding project. In nonfiction, we have much more space now. People are really appreciating that the shelves aren't packed. It's much easier to browse. And then I'm working on weeding some of the reference because some of our titles are very old. We have health reference books that are about 10 years old, which is not
Of historical value.
well, it's of historical value, but so we're working on organizing that section and then hopefully moving the business section out to a more prominent place so people can see it more. And we have a full staff now. So Heather Dunphy has been with us. Paige Phillips has started in children's, and they are.
Paige Phillips?
Yep. She is the new children's librarian.
What happened to Pam Ravelli?
We went through the process of hiring, and she had a change, and she decided not to take the position.
Oh, okay.
So Paige, how do you spell Paige's name?
P-A-G-E.
Paige
Phillips.
Phillips.
Yep.
Paige, what's her last name?
Phillips.
Phillips.
Yep. Yeah, so we are back to a full staff. Everybody's pretty much trained and up to date, and now we're just getting used to having time to do the extra little projects that need to get done. And then that's that's pretty much it from me until we get down to the old and new business.
Okay.
Okay, the minutes for September.
Motion to accept?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And now we move on to the director's report.
Yep, and everybody can see I have the statistics for this past month and the past 2 fiscal years. I don't know if you like to see the past 2 fiscal years, if that's helpful. It was on there, so I just kept doing it, so. But yeah, we had a pretty good increase in circulation compared to September 2018.
So we're still using the typewriter, or?
No, those 2 typewriters were from 2018. So far in 2019, we've had, I don't even think it's out there anymore, so no.
I was gonna say, do people know what a typewriter is?
If somebody
Add
asked
it
for
to
help, I
the,
wouldn't know.
Yes, we
Your
could add it to
collection.
to the,
Historical value, there
yeah.
we go.
Well, who wants to get out a whole computer and printer just to type it in?
Oh,
below?
yeah. Yeah, so I think we're doing pretty well. We had a good summer as far as circulation goes, and then we'll see how it is going into the fall.
Okay, moving on to old business.
Again, our assistant director and children's librarians, we have Heather Dunphy is our new assistant director, and Paige, as I mentioned, is the new children's librarian. She worked with Margot this morning to shadow story time so she could get an idea of how that worked, and planning events and things like that. And Heather's been tackling the duties of assistant director, which is a lot of bookkeeping. She's been tackling it with a lot of enthusiasm, so
Okay, good.
yeah, I think we've got a very good team here.
The new assistant director has a master's degree, not in library science. And the new children's librarian has a master's in library science. She just graduated,
Cool.
I think,
Ah.
in May or June.
Mhm.
New
Okay.
business?
New business. We've been looking over the requirements for computer usage. So I've kind of got a two-parter to this. I was looking over our internet use policy, and there's just a couple typos in here that I would like to correct. So if anybody reads it, they're not going to be like, "What were you thinking?" Number 6 on here said patrons should use caution in their disclosure of personally identifiable information by email and other forms of direct electronic communication, as these forms of communication can expose patrons to dangerous, and we don't have another word.
Oh.
So to danger, I'm gonna propose dangerous materials, just to have a word on the
Interference,
Yeah, I was like,
Mm.
yeah. And then, number 7.
intrusions.
Oh, that's a good one.
Good job.
Dangerous intrusions. Okay, and then, my number 7 just had a misspelling of a word. All was spelled A-all instead of A-L-L.
Oh, I like that.
And.
At least it wasn't A-W.
I know. And then, there were 2 more sections that I'd just like to vote to change as well that had missing words. This sentence said patrons shall not access material that meets the state law definition of obscenity, including most especially, but not limited to, child. And I
Pornography.
assume that that's
Would
what
assume.
should have gone there. And the other one, patrons shall not engage in any illegal activities or transmit threatening, obscene, or harassing. Again, I'm going to
Messages?
insert
Patrons?
messages and materials, yeah.
Okay.
So if everyone is fine with that, we would just need to vote to update the policy with the
All those in favor?
following corrections.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, and then the next part of that, I've been talking with our staff, and we have a sign-up log that we use to sign patrons up for the computer. The policy is fine when it asks for library card, identification, ID if they don't have their card, but a number of our staff, and myself included, feel that we don't need to take so much information when we're registering a patron for a computer. We take their name, we take their phone number, and what I would like to do is just, when we register a patient, just write down their library card number. Everything
Yeah.
else we can get from the card, if we have to call them because they forgot their disc or plugged in something. And then for patrons that come in with a license because they're either out of state or they forgot their card, obviously, if they forgot their card, we can look it up, but if they're out of state and they want to use their license, I would just suggest writing down the name, the state of the license, and then that's, because I feel like this is a lot of information to be hanging around on a clipboard on a table
Mm-hmm.
every time we
Mhm.
record somebody, and it takes staff a long time to sit there and write
Yeah,
all of
that's
this down,
true.
so, you know, either if we have the name and the state that the license from, if you know, something happens, that
Right.
should be enough to find them. You know, if we have their card number, that should be
I
enough
I
to.
assume at the end of the day, we're still shredding the lot.
We do shred them, but during the day, it's left on a counter or a
Yeah,
table,
that's-
and we do have a cover sheet on top of it, but I still
Mm.
feel like it's a lot of information to be, not only is it time consuming for staff, but it's a lot of information to take down, and it feels a little intrusive to write down somebody's name and their phone number every time,
Right,
so.
yeah, true.
So
And if they were gonna lie, they're gonna lie.
Right.
Yeah.
Phone number's not gonna make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. So if you all are in favor, I'd just like to update the registration sheet to just make it a little bit more.
I move we,
Update the
Do.
registration sheet.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
And security and staff training, I have spoken to the police chief, and he sent over a couple officers to talk about training for staff. We don't have any type of written emergency plan if something were to happen. What staff should do, what we should do with visitors in the building. So we need to work on coming up with some type of plan. In this day and age, it's sad to say, but we need to have something in place so that should something happen, we know what we're gonna do, we're confident in what we're gonna do. And so he's gonna work on help us develop some type of plan, and he's also gonna help us with a training session, active shooter, you know, when to contact the police, so important things. And he said he was very grateful that we reached out to him to set up some trainings.
On a different topic, apparently there is a disaster plan for the library, which is part of the
Yep.
town disaster plan.
Yep.
I don't know if you have a copy of that.
I do.
You
Yep.
should, okay.
Yep.
And this can just,
Yeah, I can just
Accompany that.
accompany it. Yep. And professional development opportunities, I mentioned previously the 2 trainings I was going to, and I was talking with Mike earlier about, I just had a question about how that worked as far as my hours and whether or not, you know, I should use personal time to attend or not, but it sounds like we don't have, yeah. Everybody does it differently though, so. Goals and objectives, I wrote, the town asked for everybody's goals and objectives for the upcoming year. So basically, to sum it all up, they already had some pre-written goals at the very top, the kind of, you know, attend department head meetings and whatnot. But as far as it comes to the library, I'm hoping to increase programming and services to try to reach different age groups that we haven't been reaching. Increase the visibility of the special programs like the Books on the Go and the Library of Things, which we're working on. I'm hoping to get more attention for the library's business collection and seeing if there's some way we can reach out to business owners and potential, entrepreneurs in the area to just try to see what they want. Because I feel like the collection is not used as much as it should be, so maybe we're doing something, or we're not doing something that they would want. And work with the police to come up with a training and plan to continue to seek out and allow professional development opportunities for staff, and to hold regular meetings with staff throughout the year. It's very hard because everybody's kind of on a different schedule to find a time to meet, but if we do it at least quarterly, I think then we can. Because some people, the morning people, don't see the evening people, or they see them just in passing. So it's good to have everybody in one place at the same time. And then lastly, I submitted the state aid, so that is all set. We should be hearing back in one of their 2 rounds of voting on whether or not, well, I won't say whether or not we get it. We usually get it. But, so
We
that's,
meet tomorrow, that's the
yeah,
important
we
thing.
meet that, and that's kind of the #1 thing. So, yeah, that's been submitted, and we are just waiting to hear back. I feel like I sped through that, but that's the
fine.
stuff.
I have to learn to write fast.
Oh, if I'm going too fast, please tell me to slow down. I tend to start to.
Well, I start using abbreviations, and I hope when I go to write them up that I remember what they are.
You have a recording.
Yes, right. So you don't need
Just
to.
hand
You
it
don't
that's
go
right.
again.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Really?
My
That was
God,
fast.
20 minutes, geez. That's a wrap.
Listen to Daniel Ellsberg. Daniel Ellsberg was going to be interviewed on MSNBC, but I had to leave to come here. Do you know who Daniel Ellsberg is?
No.
That's a name.
Before
Oh my
you
God.
retire.
Okay.
Name out of the past.
Everybody remembers where they were when Kennedy was shot. We were in Barnyard. God.
So do we have any other new business?
Oh, did you have a chance to contact the Voc about the tables?
I did, yes.
Were they interested at all?
They were interested. They're going to work on letting us know, or they're supposed to at some point send me pictures of what they make, because
okay,
they kind of have
okay.
a standard table that they
Okay.
make, and get back to me about prices and a timeline for when we could possibly get it. The only thing they aren't sure of is they aren't sure of, some kind of mechanism or something to hook it into the ground, so we may have to kind of investigate other
This
other
is
avenues.
Westfield Technical Academy responding to your
Yep.
questions. Okay.
I'm sorry, I called them Voc.
Yeah, so we may,
So they do make a table and
they do, yep, they make a standard table, so they're supposed to be sending me pictures and an estimated price,
Okay.
and.
This may be an opportunity for one of the kids to be more creative or
Yeah,
something, to
Yeah,
Good thinking.
do
Yeah.
better than they do.
yeah, because I think the cement slab was a little far out of the doable price range.
Did they
so-
give you any indication of price?
Not yet.
No idea.
No, no idea. They're gonna send me pictures and a
Okay.
price hopefully at one point, and then we can kind of go from there and.
Okay.
Well, you don't really need that in the winter anyway. I mean, you
Yeah,
really don't need
yeah.
it until
Yeah, we have plenty of
in
time.
the spring.
And they have to get it into their schedule to get it made.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
probably the biggest
exactly.
Yeah.
holdup.
They have, from what the sound of it, they have others ahead
Oh,
of
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So if we were to
Did you
go-
tell them we were more important?
No.
Yeah, we're a library.
Is that everything?
That's everything that I have.
Okay. Motion
Okay.
to adjourn?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
7:20.
Okay.
7:25.
Okay.
I think we do.
Oops, I erased it all.